David DeMartini. I'm the president of our branded division here at BGZ Brands. Our consumer targets shopping habits are shifting in terms of where they're buying. We're realizing that selling outside of carrier is very different than selling inside of carrier. And things like brand, product positioning, and ultimately consumer connection are more important. And we're trying to build a business that can support that new objective or need. This work provided was it helped us understand who we are, and by articulating it in the right way, it made it very actionable across the whole organization. And that has been probably the biggest piece of feedback we've gotten, is like it's almost like a breath of fresh air from the departments of like, oh man, okay, this feels really good now. Like I get it. I can run with this, right? I think just simply how efficient it was. I mean, it was realistically, it was 3 or 4 couple-hour sessions that felt really productive, really efficient, and well prepped for. And then, after the third or fourth one, it was a few days, and then we had what we needed, right? So I think that the biggest, outside of just the quality of the deliverable, I think that just how quickly and efficiently we got there was the big outlier for me, and the thing that I'm most psyched on is, a couple weeks of work, a couple sessions, and we got there. First is just the strong understanding of brand. It's a really challenging and dynamic knowledge base, right? And I think that part of the challenge is that everybody thinks they understand it. You may be able to spot and engage and like identify great brands, but that's not the same thing as like knowing how to build them. And so I think that obviously you dedicated your career to this, and that shows dramatically in the work. And then I think how the process was in the organization, I think it just felt very easy, right? And I think that's more attributable. It's attributable to a couple of things. One is just understanding the process, understanding brand, but also like your personality of kind of letting things develop, in knowing when to press and when not to press, and then when to say, all right, we got it. We don't need to overanalyze this. Quickly understanding the key values and attributes of a business. And by business, I mean the group of people conducting the business, as well as like what we're trying to be and where we're trying to grow. And then quickly being able to articulate that in words, which I guess is a way to say it's just this process. And maybe that's too broad. I've never seen the level of efficiency, in terms of how quickly and how effectively we got there. Right. So that's super unique.